What's up, guys? Jason and Chris from Hard Money Bankers. Today's topic is small pipeline syndrome. For those of you that don't know small pipeline syndrome, it's pretty self-explanatory. You have a small pipeline and you don't have that many deals to work on. And we need to help you get to doing more deals, because when you don't have that many deals to work on, you spend your time on the wrong things, like individual transactional types of stuff instead of growth and marketing types of things, which you need to be working on a regular basis.
Absolutely. We coined this term years ago. When we first started in real estate, probably 10 years ago, we've been talking about this. Small pipeline syndrome. It's a very unfortunate thing. Just like Jason said, it's when you don't have enough business going on. So you do these strange, nitpicky, micromanaging kind of things on each one of your transactions.
That's right.
Because frankly, you can't afford to lose the paycheck that's coming from that closing.
That's right.
So you're playing defense and doing all these things that you wouldn't think are part of your job description. For that exact reason, you need that commission check, and we understand that. But it's definitely a very short-term kind of problem, and if you can't get out of that, you're not going to grow in the long term.
And it's hard to get out of that if you're concentrating regularly on these little transactional types of things. Like
some people never get out of it.
Exactly, like driving all around town to pick up a contract, or there's 100 different examples. Just kind of, it's not just going, above and beyond, to get a deal done. It's more just doing every little nitty dumb thing because you think the world's going to blow up, and it's, I got to get this deal closed, I got to do this, and all of a sudden it's like 3 or 4 days later, and the deal either closed or didn't close, but you didn't accomplish anything offensively. Being on the offense to try to be productive, to try to find the next deal. You're more concerned about this one, and you're not concerned about future business.
Yeah, or your business in general, and
sure,
what you're trying to build in your career. Like there are a lot of examples we can go into, and they're funny stories too. Oftentimes, one time, I remember a friend of ours who was doing a flip deal. Instead of doing the things he had planned with his family for the weekend, he spent all weekend landscaping a house just to get it done a couple days ahead of time, which sounds pretty crazy and sounds miserable.
Sure.
Like landscaping by himself in the summer all weekend and being like, no, wife, kids, I can't do that right now. And frankly, it's because he didn't have enough deals going on. Someone
Sure.
with a proper size pipeline doing good business would never spend their whole weekend landscaping.
And for someone that says, well, I only have one deal right now, I have the time to do all those little things, that's BS. And you know that because spend time on growth activities, marketing, anything productive to try to find the next deal. Because I will tell you, if you only have one deal in the pipeline, at any given time, there's a good chance that deal will fall out of the pipeline. We've all been there. We've all
Sure.
done that. And when we lose a deal on any size of our business, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't affect us anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't affect us. Even $1 million deals.
Every week they fall out.
Obviously it pisses me off if we lose a deal.
Sure.
We lose a $20,000 loan or a $1,000 profit wholesale, whatever the case is. Every little deal pisses the heck out of me, and it pisses everybody off. But it doesn't affect the bottom line that much because it's just part of it. I would probably say that 1 out of 8, 1 out of 10 deals is just going to go sideways from one reason or the next.
Yeah.
Seller backs out. Most of the time, it's nothing that you could have even changed.
Yeah, title issues or whatever. Yeah. So obviously, the next question is, if you only have a few deals in the pipeline, how do you force yourself to focus on the growth stuff so that you're going to have a large pipeline in the future,
Sure.
which is of course the goal. One is to, first of all, just get a grasp on this concept and think about it in terms of offense versus defense. We all have to do transactional stuff. We all have to play defense sometimes, but it's about discipline and education to spend part of every day on offense, on growth, on marketing stuff, on systems, whatever it may be, so that in the future that pipeline is going to be larger and you're not going to be glued to those transactions and everything else. And it is a process to get there. What would you say are some of the ways that people could, after identifying they have this problem, they have this syndrome, it's very unfortunate, the ways to get out of it?
The ways to get out of it? Well, first off, I would limit their day to maybe 20% transactional, 80% offense stuff. If you want to use the word transactional as defense, that's fine.
Yeah.
There's things that you may take your attention towards something. You may have to talk to the title company, you may have to do this, you may have to do that. But that is not 8 hours a day.
No.
That's not even 8 hours for the entire transaction. Unless you make it 8 hours.
But you can make it 80.
Yeah, exactly. But it doesn't need to be. So, the best thing that we ever saw one of our clients do recently, about 6 months ago, I'm not going to say who the client was, but remember, like, he committed to proceed with the deal, and all of a sudden he sent one email. I was attached to it as the lender, the title company was attached, the insurance company was attached, and a real estate agent was attached. And it says, this is the lender, this is the title company, this is the insurance company, this is this. Talks amongst yourselves, we're closing next week.
Yeah.
And he banged it all out at one time, and no one ever had to reach out to him. And I get that, these are creative deals, and there's different situations that come, but it's whatever you make it out to be. If you're determined that you have to be the workhorse and do it all, you're going to drive yourself crazy. So really it's, let the deal just work itself out, because it will. And just don't babysit it. Let it work itself out. When you need to step in to help out, that's fine. But like, you calling the title company every day for the next 5 days, every day to follow up to see if the abstract was in, if the title was in, it's not going to make any difference, and it's actually probably going to be worse because it's going to piss them off.
Yeah, absolutely. So like Jason said before, just being disciplined about what you do in a day is the biggest determining factor in where your career is going to go, because you know what the top producers do in any industry. If we're lenders, investors, agents, the top producers are working on growth stuff, and the people with small pipeline syndrome and small pipelines are micromanaging their transactions. That's how it goes. So be disciplined about how you're going to plan out your day. And there's other things you can put in place to help with that too, like a coach. In any of those different niches within real estate or any other kind of business, there are great coaches out there, finding the right one for you, getting the right kind of game plan, long-term business plan, but also that short-term, this is what I'm doing today. And crossing off those important things and making sure there's growth stuff in there, not just transactional. Yeah. That's going to be the key to real success in the future.
Exactly. All right, holler back at us, Hard Money Bankers. If you need a loan, Maryland, Virginia, DC, Philadelphia, reach out to us, hardmoneybankers.com. Take care.